Did you see that in a movie too?
Actually, yeah. But a different one. See, there's a sequel. Wasn't as good.
Wait. He just mocked the Lost World? Come on, man. You don't even know how to make your own sequel, Neil Druckmann. Get out of here. Well, Last of Us 1 has a special place in my heart because I loved its characters, its gameplay, and most importantly, the story. I've been playing Naughty Dog games for years now and I never got disappointed. These guys must be crazy. I trust Naughty Dog. So I gave Last of Us 2 a shot and users are not crazy after all. If I'm rich, I would do the exact same because it's some big pile of shit. Still, so pretty pile of shit though. But before I say anything wrong about it, I should give props to the things that they got right. First thing is graphics. It's just insane. I think even a PC player can be so impressed with this. I can't believe this runs just fine on 7-year-old hardware.
Enough to set my sore heart racing.
Second is attention to detail. It's next level. Well, those developers in Naughty Dog must have some mad skills. Well, I'm not gonna talk about more on that because I think you really should see that by yourself. So I'll drop a link in the description so you can check them out yourself. And also, the environmental storytelling. It's on point. And it makes this world more believable. Third is gameplay. Well, the gameplay in Last of Us 2 remains the same as Last of Us 1, but it's improved over the original gameplay. And in my opinion, I think it's a good thing because I believe Last of Us 1 had decent responsive gameplay for a survival horror. This time, you can prawn. This is a cool feature during combat and exploring the world. And you can dodge now, so you can dodge incoming attacks, which is great, but this gives you an edge over your enemies, so it'll take away that feeling of vulnerability. Even though it's a small feature, I think it'll make the game little or more easier than the first one. But it's nitpicky, dodge is cool. Fourth is the AI. And that's one of the best AIs I have ever seen in a video game. Enemies act more naturally. Hell, even enemies call their comrades with their names.
He came from over there!
But the same AI is not applied to the companions. Maybe it's a hard thing to tackle during video game development because I have seen so many bad companion AIs in great games. But overall it feels so natural and organic. Finally, the animations are flawless, realistic, and they are cutting edge. I bet you can't even notice the transition between cutscenes to gameplay. It's that good. And there was this vibe in Last of Us 1 and they captured it perfectly this time around as well. Alright, I'm done giving the props and now it's the flip side of the coin. Man, this thing has so many issues. Let's start with the small ones. I didn't come across with any bugs in a Naughty Dog game before. But in Last of Us 2, my weapon swap button suddenly stopped working. So I had to load the game again. And once I saw this weird message saying press square to do something and it kept on showing even in the main menu. But it's alright. Those are small bugs. They don't impact your overall experience at all. Then I know Neil Druckmann is a very talented director. But what I've noticed is environmental puzzles are not so good in his games, such as Last of Us and Uncharted 4. They are downright boring because all he got is crates.
One crate coming up.
If it's in a zombie apocalypse or during a treasure hunt, there will be a conveniently placed crate somewhere. Even they made fun of these crates in Uncharted Lost Legacy as well.
Trying to kill me? Sorry about that. How about we avoid crates from now on? Okay, good deal.
So the Lost Legacy team got the message, and Neil, not so much, because there are so many crates in Last of Us 2 as well. What is this fetish he got with the crates? I'm gonna call him Neil Crateman from now on. At least there were some rope sections, but I think they could have done better. Okay, now let's move on to the big fish. But heavy spoiler said, actually even after 7 years, Last of Us 1 is still in our hearts, not just because of gameplay or graphics, but mostly because of the story. That story sticks around because it shows how these characters slowly build up and how this bond of Joel and Ellie grows during their journey. It was well acted, well directed, well paced, well written story. But Last of Us 2 is well acted, well directed, but it's poorly paced and poorly written shit.
What?
Shit begins to get real even before the game's launch. I'm not talking about the leaks, but false advertising. We knew it's gonna be a revenge story, specifically Ellie's. But in those fake ass trailers, they showed Joel in them. Like he joins Ellie while she's on the way to take her revenge over someone else. But Joel is not on those scenes while we actually play the game because he was already dead by then. After 2 hours of the game, Joel, the most prominent character of The Last of Us, will be beaten to death like a stray dog by this underdeveloped abomination, Abby.
What?
So they've been lying to us, their fan base. Well, I've seen so many times that developers try to fool their fans with trailers, but with clever editing. But this is different because they were outright lying to us just to market a shitty game. This tells me that they already knew that fans are not gonna like this. So why would anybody make something that their own fan base will despise? That doesn't make any sense. I'm not complaining because Joel dies, but they could have come up with a better story of how Joel has to die and why Joel has to die. It would have been a strong foundation to the story, so his death was not in vain. But here it's so damn stupid because Joel coincidentally finds Abby. Abby is a total stranger to Joel and Tommy at this point. Then Abby suggests,
Get it all
No,
that
my
way.
friends. My friends are at a mansion just north of here. It's fenced in. We have the whole perimeter secure.
and they coincidentally trust this thing.
Zip Baldwin, please. Make it work.
All right.
I don't buy this because Joel and Tommy survived in this post-apocalyptic world for more than 20 years now, and they should have this survival instinct that can be fooled by some random chick. Actually, there was a similar scene in Last of Us 1, and this is how Joel reacted then.
Easy.
Please!
Holy shit.
Help!
Are we gonna help him?
Put your seatbelt on, Ellie.
Well, what about the guy?
He ain't even hurt.
Alone and forsaken by fate and by man. Oh Lord, if you hear me, please take my hand.
That's just badass and believable. And here's this.
What are y'all doing out this way?
Just passing through. You two live nearby?
We do. A few hours down the hill. Y'all should come back with us, restock before you head out.
Appreciate it. I'm Mel, by the way.
Tommy, this is my brother.
Joe.
These are some inconsistent characters, and it is lazy writing. It's alright, it's alright. At least we get to play as Ellie, right? Because Neil Crateman confirmed that Ellie is the only playable character in here. Right? Wrong. You should play as Abby.
In WWE history. Well, here comes the pain.
And the challenger from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 295 pounds.
Not just a flashback, not just an hour or two, but nearly the second half of the game. Oh, wait. She killed Joel. I wanna kill this bitch, not play as her. I've never been confused by a freaking video game not like this. Were they on drugs while making this shit? Imagine if you are forced to play as the Joker in a Batman Arkham game. This is exactly that. Well, maybe that's gonna be a good idea because at least Joker is a well-developed character. But who's Abby? I'm taking this as a punishment. This is no fun.
You're a piece of shit, Abby.
Okay, if you're so desperate to tell us the story of Abby, I'll play. So who exactly is Abby? Well, at the end of the first game, Ellie is supposed to go through a surgery in order to find a cure, and this surgeon who is supposed to do the surgery, whoa. Isn't he a random NPC? Well, he is, and he happened to be Abby's father. So Neil Craidman, you're telling me the anchor of The Last of Us 2 is a random NPC from The Last of Us 1? Wow. Then this game begs you to believe Abby is good. Abby is good. Abby is good. The hell is this woman doing outside the base? With that belly?
You okay?
Abby's good. I don't care about these people. So I don't care about what happened to them. And enough of these flashbacks. Within flashbacks. What is this? Flashbacks of Inception? Okay, Abby good. Joel bad. I get it. But what if Joel chose not to kill this doctor? No, not gonna work. Oh, what this? A doctor points a knife at Joel and it's gonna end up bad for this guy. So technically, I think Joel is defending himself. And if the same thing happens to a friend of Abby, everybody's like, you defended yourself.
He points his fucking gun at me. So I grab it and then...
You defended yourself.
Try to make her stop. It's just pushing her off of me. She hit the table.
You were defending yourself.
And the same rule applied to Joel? Nope.
You don't get to rush this.
So you killed the brother of this guy, and this girl is so pissed. She must be so close to Joel. And all of a sudden, you have this change of heart and leave them?
We let you both live. And you wasted it.
Bullshit. Because in the first game, there was a point that Joel had no choice but to kill Merlene. Because...
Let me go. Please.
You just come after her.
And that's exactly what happens here. Tommy and Ellie goes after Abby. Ellie kills the creep and the irresponsible pregnant lady and leaves a map. Hold on. What is this? First, we should mark our hideout like this. Also, mark all the locations we've been into and connect them all into our hideout. So in case we lose our map, anybody can find us. Come on, Ellie. What are you, 3rd grade? So Abby finds Ellie's whereabouts, kills Jesse, shoots Tommy right into his head, and beat both Dina and Ellie so bad. And the funny thing is, we have to play as Abby this whole time. I'm not gonna ask why anymore.
Good.
Now, everybody lives happily ever after, but Ellie's still suffering from PTSD. Somehow, Tommy lives. Don't know how he survived that headshot though. He got some lead on where Abby is. And after some drama, Ellie heads out to find Abby again. Meanwhile, Abby gets captured by a faction called Rattlers. Who? Finally, Ellie finds Abby. Abby is so skinny now. Seems she had no proteins whatsoever. They walk to the beach together and start to kill and bite each other. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have what we wanted this whole time.
Energy, give it to me! Give me what I want!
Nope, we don't. Ellie lets Abby go.
No. Just take him.
No justice for Joel, which means his death is just for the shock value. Ellie loses 2 fingers, no guitar for you anymore. When Ellie returns home, Dina also left. And I have wasted 35 hours and $60 just to get this message: revenge is bad.
Give me what I want! That's not what I want!
Hey, don't make some shit and call it divisive. This is not divisive. Maybe Death Stranding is divisive, but this is some pile of shit. So my final rating for Last of Us Part 2 is a solid shit out of 10. Alright guys, these are just my thoughts on Last of Us 2 and I don't want to drag this video any longer. So, hope you enjoyed.